Hi and welcome everybody to another WIP and Chat. Actually I'm recording this the same day as I did my little mini WIP and Chat, and as little Alice has fallen asleep again I thought I would record another one and to post at a later date. But let's say welcome, and I hope everyone is doing well. I am working on the 11th by Mandy Manzano, and that I bought from Diamond Art Club, or DAC for short. I am a big fan of their work. I do like the large kits. As someone with a cross-stitch background, the bigger your kit, the more detail you will be able to achieve. Diamond Art Clubs are beautifully rendered. They are a nice size. Some of them are bigger than others. Currently, as I'm working on a little laptop table in my living room, I'm working on some of the smaller ones I've got. I'm going to save the bigger ones for a later date. So sort of been playing into which ones I've been working on and the like. So the last one I did is I completed Moonglow, which is a Hannah Len picture, which came out absolutely stunning. I will I'm planning to do a review of the kits I've completed so far, and at some point sort of a little what's in my stash kind of thing. I hope that will be of interest to people. I've got a good few kits in my stash. I'm not quite sure how many off the top of my head. Bear with me, I shall I use an app to track what kits I've got, and so I've got 19 waiting to be worked on. I currently have 2 on the go at the moment. One's a square called Dragon Attack, and this one which is a round. I've been doing a lot of rounds lately. I do prefer squares, but I don't mind rounds, and they do give me a nice break from the intensity and slowness that I find with squares. With squares I like to do the checkerboard method, which does make them slower because that means I single place them all, whereas a round I can just sort of relax, use my multi-placer and sort of speed on through. So I've got 19 waiting to be done, and I've got a bunch in my folder that I've completed. I do put reviews onto Diamond Art Club's website of the ones I've completed. So people, I do always do a video with a picture. That way people can see what they look like when they're completed when they're shopping. But I can't imagine anyone ever being disappointed with a Diamond Art Club picture, and their customer service is absolutely fantastic. One of my boys accidentally knocked over my boxes I use. I use these little trays with rows of 4 in to work with, and my lose something got knocked over, but I only needed to order one colour from Diamond Art Club, which was which they sent out straight away with no issues, which was fantastic. In the end I didn't end up using very many. I think I was short of a few other colours, but not by a lot, and I was able to basically fill in my gaps. Well, I used the proper colours, but I had spares in my my leftovers from other kits, thankfully. And I'd actually waited to do that one because I wanted to add a few ABs into it as well. So I do need to get a proper black light, I think, to charge it up, so I can do a sort of a review, some post reviews of the kits that I've done. And so let me know if you're interested in sort of a highly detailed post review of my completed paintings, or whether you are happy for me just to get out all the ones I've completed and just do a sort of quick fire through all of them. I haven't had any issues with my Diamond Art Club pictures. I do have one painting I've completed by Paint with Diamonds, which thankfully is I've heard some horror stories about some people's kits. While I probably won't purchase from them again due to the quality, unless I hear that they've sort of drastically improved, then I'll probably be happy enough to give them another go. I think they do properly license now, unlike before. Luckily, the images I had purchased, when I found out about the licensing issues, they were copyright free, thankfully. And then I do, as I've mentioned before, I've got a picture from Victoria Moon, which I haven't started yet. That one is absolutely massive. It is 110 centimetres by 80. It is as big as my dining, well, I think it's bigger than my dining room table. So, but I have bought myself now a pool noodle, so I can look into working on a method so I can get that one done at some point. That one will probably take me a while because it is also a square. So to checkerboard that size painting, I will probably work on it in stints rather than just purely on that single painting alone. I like to, I used to just do one at a time, but it's quite nice have been able to switch back and forth between different pictures, so you depending on your mood. So if I want to do the the square with the satisfying click sound, I've got one of those on the go, and then if I want to do something where I can see it build up really quickly, I've got rounds to do that with. So yeah, so please write in the comments what you're currently working on and whether you prefer rounds or squares. And what you like to watch while you diamond paint. So switching to sort of a WIP and Chat format is a little bit weird because I'm used to having TV programs on, or YouTube frequently while I work on my pictures. So something to listen to. I tend to put on things that I don't need to sort of watch necessarily. So I've got one over there. As you will have noticed, I've left my ABs in this section, which I'll put the ABs in last, because if you've ever worked on a kit with ABs, you'll be well aware that they do like to steal wax. So by doing them last, my wax is a lot dirtier. So let's put these stragglers in there. I have to say, most of my trash comes from me dropping diamonds or missing them when I put them away. Okay, so what next? Number 40. And so feel free to tell me what you would like me to talk about. Do you want me to talk about just diamond paintings, or diamond paintings and cross stitch? I've mentioned before that I am currently studying a bachelor's degree in geology. So if you would like me to talk about what I'm doing there and what it feels like to be studying later on in life, and it's definitely well worth doing, and everyone's more than capable of doing it. I'm studying mine with the Open University here in England. For anyone who's not aware, that is a university that is designed more for mature students, although obviously younger ones can join and study with the Open University, but it is designed to be for the majority of courses purely remote. Where I was doing geology or natural sciences when I first started, there were some field trips for me to go on. If you do chemistry, I believe you have to do some lab work, but they have contacts with like other universities to use their labs around the country, and so that's it's it's been a lot of work, but so satisfying. Where I've switched from doing a degree in natural sciences, specialising in earth science, to now doing just a pure geology one, which I was lucky enough to be able to move my modules from one to another without having to do any extra. I'm currently studying my sort of final year modules. Now, I did start 2 modules the academic year beginning, would have been what are we? So would have been October 9th, 2019. One of the modules I really didn't like. I love trees, don't get me wrong, trees are fantastic, but I like rocks. I like rocks and I like water. So I really didn't get on with that module. So I thought I'll scrap that, and then I'll switch and I'll do one of the other options I could choose from. And then I started my project module, which is a large part of my final year. That started in February 2020, but unfortunately I was having a fair few issues with my pregnancy, so I had to basically sort of put that one on hold, which is going to start up again. So I'm starting it again this coming February in 2022. But where they introduced the new geology degree, I now have the option of doing a different module than the tree one, and the one I was going to switch to, which was basically the other module was it's sort of like a scientific papers review type module. So which wasn't the most exciting, let's say. But with the new geology degree, I can do a module which is more earth science based, which I'm far more interested in doing. But that doesn't start till October 2022. And so that's put me graduating back a bit, but should be more beneficial for me in the long term. So that's where I am. I'm currently waiting to get started again. So it's been a bit of a break from studying for me. So I am missing it, strangely enough. And so I love buying my stationery. It's so much fun. It's like, oh, those are pretty notebooks, and oh, look at all the pens. And so, oh God, I handle my I type up and handle my work in via my computer and submit it online. But I do a lot of my sort of rough drafts and sort of plans and things on pads and notebooks and things. So yeah, so you'll notice that I switch between, I've got a 7-placer and a 4-placer, and then they're both single placed on the ends, and then I usually have this one with fresh wax. I change it quite regularly on this one for sort of single placing normal ones, and then I keep this one sort of with older wax, especially for the ABs. And so yeah, so things are sort of just ticking along. As a geologist, I'm sure you can imagine that I believe the Earth is round. It's quite bad that these days you kind of feel you need to state what shape you think the world is. And so some of the videos are sort of debunking flat Earth theories and the like, which is just sort of it's kind of scary how many of them in the world there are. But I find it's a sort of light-hearted giggle to watch. And so yeah, life is serious enough, so it's sort of nice to just chill out to some light-hearted rubbish, for want of a better words, on the internet. And so I never watch these sort of flat earthers' own videos. I don't want to give them the views, but so sort of they're sort of, I'd call them comedians, because they are naturally very funny, and so when they debunk or pick apart flat earthers' videos, they're the ones I tend to watch. And so but yeah, and so been I'm not sure, the kids being back at school, sort of switching subjects again. On one hand, I'm glad the kids are back at school, they're with their friends, being social and the like. Oh, but the issues. So my 9-year-old is there's a lad that joined the school when he was in year 1, year 2, that just seems to have taken a disliking, and every now and then just picks into him, hits him, and it just sometimes feels like the teachers, because the kids seems to have like behavioural issues. I can't remember what the kids' deal is, but it means that they're sort of, for me it means that they are very relaxed on dealing with him and making sure that he doesn't keep going after my boy. And I find it very hard sometimes not to go into angry mama bear mode and just kick off and use try not to keep to polite language. So hopefully his teacher this year seems to be like not going to put up with that, so we shall see how things go. But my daughter's school, so here in the UK generally the school system is split up to you up to about the age of 11 you're at primary school, and then sort of 11 onwards you're in secondary school. And so we shall see. I've had to email the school because my daughter came home from school yesterday telling me that some of the teachers are telling the girls to hold their periods till break time, that they can't go to the toilets and change their pads because they've got to hold it, which just sets me off, I have to say. And what's worse is these teachers were women. You can't hold it in. It's not a bladder. You don't have that kind of control. And so the school have promised me that the girls can go to the toilet as and when they need to, because they were also saying that sort of like toilet breaks were being refused as well. And it's like, well, we know for a fact that holding your bladder longer or too long is bad. It causes trouble. And there've been issues with this before. And so we shall see how that goes. My daughter's really starting to dislike her school, and so they're coming. There's a new teacher, new sort of vice teacher has come in, trying to do the usual shake up, new rules, all that. And it's like, sometimes if it's not broken, just leave it alone. And so we shall see. You might find that I have to come on and have a little rant again later on. And so, but yeah. So, but I hope no one else is having issues with the schools in their area, and that they're sort of being careful with their relaxation on restrictions and bubbles and all that jazz. So yeah, and so, but if you've got any suggestions on what you'd like me to talk about, or what you'd like to see, I do have some cross stitch on the go, so if you're interested in sort of some how-to videos for cross stitch, I've been doing cross stitch since ridiculous number of years. I'm looking forward at some point to get my hands on a Heaven and Earth design cross stitch. There's a few I'm looking at, probably going to be an Anne Stokes. If I'm truly honest, I do love Anne Stokes, and I'm absolutely thrilled that Diamond Art Club have got a few of her paintings to release, so I'm looking forward to being able to order those at some point. So when I do those unboxings, you'll probably need to turn the volume down as I get ridiculously excited. So, but I shall leave it there for today. I hope everybody has a wonderful day, and I will see you all soon. Bye.